Every single day, we're just bombarded with stories, right? On our phones, on TV, even in the conversations we have. And these stories, they literally build the world we see. But have you ever stopped to think about how they get there? Or maybe more importantly, why one story gets told over another? Well, today, we're going to pull back that curtain. To get our heads around this huge machine we call the media, let's start with a really classic problem. Picture this. A princess meets the love of her life. It's perfect. But then, poof, he's gone. She has no idea who he is, where he's from. All she has left is a single glass slipper.
So now she has this huge challenge, right? She needs to get the word out. And not just to her friends, but to everyone in the whole kingdom. So what's the plan? How does she do that? I mean, she can't exactly knock on every single door.
Well, to solve this problem, she's going to need a very specific tool. And it's actually the same one we all use every single day. It's the most basic building block of how we connect with each other. And that is, of course, communication.
When you boil it all down, communication is really just about one mind affecting another. That's it. It's the art of taking an idea or a feeling or just some random piece of information that's in my head and getting it into yours.
Okay, and this is where it starts to get really interesting, because communication isn't just one thing, it scales up. There's a world of difference between, say, interpersonal communication, a one-on-one chat, and mass communication. That's more like broadcasting a message to millions of people all at once.
Think about it. When you're talking to someone face-to-face, you're using two channels at once. You've got the verbal stuff, the actual words you're saying, but then there's all the nonverbal stuff, which is just as important, right? Your tone of voice, your body language, that look on your face. Our princess, she can't rely on any of that. She needs to go much, much bigger.
So, for our princess to find her mystery man, a simple chat just isn't going to cut it. Nope. She needs a way to scale up her message. She needs a machine, really, like a giant megaphone to blast her message across the whole kingdom.
And that right there is mass communication. It's totally different from a personal chat. For one, it's public and open. Anyone can see it. It's also pretty impersonal because you don't actually know everyone in the audience. But it reaches a massive amount of people, it happens incredibly fast, and yeah, it absolutely relies on technology to work.
And here's the kicker. It's not enough to just have a message. To really make this media machine work for her, the princess has to tell a story, a really good one. There's a great quote from the journalist Amnon Donkner that says, "Interesting things happen to those who know how to tell them." And that's so true. The world always pays attention to a great story.
Okay, so we've got the basic tool, right? Communication. And we've got the machine that scales it up, the mass media. But what's this machine actually for? What is its job in our society?
Well, it turns out the media wears a lot of different hats. It does everything from reporting the news and entertaining us to building our shared culture and even acting as a watchdog. There are a bunch of roles, but for now, let's just zoom in on 4 of the big ones.
All right, first up, and maybe the most obvious one, the media's job is to tell us what's happening.
Yep, this is what we call the news. It's basically the whole process of gathering information about politics, local stuff, you name it, and then getting it out there so that we can all know what's going on.
Okay, but let's be real. We don't just turn on the TV for hard-hitting news, do we? A huge, huge part of what the media does is just entertain us.
This is the world of your favorite sitcoms, all that reality TV, those big blockbuster movies. It's all the stuff that's designed to help us just kick back, relax, and escape for a little while.
Next up, the media also acts as this kind of powerful cultural glue.
What do I mean by that? Well, think about something huge, like the Olympics. When the media broadcasts that to pretty much everyone at the same time, it creates this collective experience. It becomes a shared memory that kind of helps define who we are as a community, and it's how we pass our culture down from one generation to the next.
And this next one, this is a really, really crucial role, especially for a democracy. The media has to act as a watchdog.
So its job is to keep an eye on people in power and hold them accountable. That means investigating politicians, big corporations, you name it. Basically making sure they're not abusing their power. There's a reason people call it the guardian of democracy.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. We looked at communication as a tool, the whole mass media machine, and all the different jobs it has. But so what? What's the big takeaway? Why should any of this actually matter to you? This is the really important part. Once you know this playbook, once you understand these different roles, you'll start seeing them everywhere, and that changes everything.
You stop being just a passive consumer of information, and you become a much more active critical thinker.
It means you can start asking the right questions. The next time you see a news report or a TV show or even just an ad, you can ask yourself, okay, what's the main goal here? Are they trying to inform me? Are they just trying to entertain me? Or are they trying to persuade me of something? So, next time you're scrolling through your phone or you flick on the TV, just remember this. The media isn't just one simple thing. It's a really complex machine, and every part of it has a purpose. And now that you kind of have the user's guide, what story is it telling you today?